महात्मा गांधी को सबसे प्रिय था सफाई, स्वच्छता। क्या हम तय करें कि 2019 जब महात्मा गांधी की 150वीं जयंती बनाएंगे, हमारा गांव, हमारा शहर, हमारा गली, हमारा मोहल्ला, हमारी स्कूल, हमारे मंदिर, हमारी अस्पताल, सभी क्षेत्र गंदगी का नामो निशान नहीं रहने देंगे।
Friends, as all of us know that on 2nd October 2014, the whole nation took the pledge that by 2nd October 2019, we will ensure 100% solid waste management in all 4,041 towns of our country, and also will make all these 4,041 towns open defecation free. We all who are working with municipalities, municipal corporations are aware that it's a huge challenge which we have taken. As all of us know that success of every mission depends on the commitment and the understanding about the program by the municipal officials, the people who are serving the citizens directly. These videos which we are preparing is an attempt to reach out to every municipal employee who is part of Swachh Bharat mission.
Under Swachh Bharat guidelines, clear and concise responsibilities have been given to all concerned. The ULBs are responsible for preparation of the DPR as well as for the design of the scheme. The states are responsible for getting the DPRs appraised from institutes of national repute. They may empanel certain agencies to handhold the ULBs. Also, certain empanelment has been carried out by the center. The states are also responsible for the final approval of the scheme through their high-powered committee. For financial closure, the states may avail 20% VGF grant from the center. The center will take on the cost of preparation of DPR as well as for getting it appraised. The central requirement is that the DPR must follow the National Urban Sanitation Policy 2008 and the Municipal Solid Waste Management Rules of year 2000.
Hello, sir. Sit down. You know Subhash, Shalini, sir has visited almost all Indian cities for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, and he can actually give you all the technical details on the subject on his fingertips.
Okay, enough of this. Let me tell you why am I here. When we talk about municipal solid waste, it appears to be a very difficult task. It gives us the impression of something being very mammoth. But when you look at the theory and you check out details, it's a very simple exercise. But when you see the whole process, you will realize it's not difficult to manage. All you need to do is just take a little care here and there.
Yes, sir. I want to add one more thing here. The origin of solid waste. The solid waste, which is actually the garbage and refuse resulting from the community activity. So in case if we educate the community, we can always do a better job in management of the solid waste.
Solid waste management is a daily task. Let me give you an example of how solid waste is collected, then you will be able to understand the entire operation. Okay, let me show you a film from Surat where we collect solid waste on a daily basis. This will help you understand the entire process.
Okay,
let's see.
sir.
With the help of active encouragement from Srimati Anandiben Patel, the first woman Chief Minister of Gujarat, Surat Mahanagarpalika has given priority to Swachh Bharat mission. To manage 1,600 tons of solid waste generated every day, Surat Mahanagarpalika has adopted a well-planned strategy in the field of solid waste management. The entire solid waste is managed serially in 4 stages: primary collection, secondary transportation, treatment and disposal. Primary collection. In the first phase, intensive micro-planning has been done to collect solid waste from more than 11 lakh households within Surat Mahanagar. For this, 700 routes have been planned. To clear around 1,500 to 2,000 units of solid waste on each route, 7 agencies have been engaged which work on the basis of PPP model. Every day more than 300 vehicles collect approximately 900 tons of solid waste going door to door. Each vehicle has an assistant called Swachh Mitra, who ensures that collection is carried out properly. Each vehicle is equipped with vehicle tracking system, and movement of these 300 vehicles Their timings, their routes, and lanes are monitored from the control room through GPS. To make citizens aware of this Swachh Bharat mission, various activities are conducted under IEC campaign. Container lifting. 5,000 employees of Surat Mahanagar Palika ensure the cleanliness of roads through roadside sweeping. The garbage is then collected in containers. 600 such containers have been placed throughout the city. Every day, 70 vehicles collect around 500 tons of solid waste from these 600 containers. Scrapping and brushing. Business and economic zones are the busiest and crowded places. So cleaning of such areas is not possible during daytime. In such 200 areas, the cleaning is carried out during night from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. by 2,000 sanitation workers. Special attention is given to ensure that flyovers, bridges and markets remain clean. Apart from that, group cleanliness drive is carried out in afternoon. Micro-cleaning is carried out with the help of mechanical road sweeper. Hotel waste management. Through association of more than 300 hotels, waste generated in hotels is collected after 11 p.m. at night, and the waste collected is then sent to garbage collection center for further processing. Roadside dustbin. 2 types of dustbins are placed near the commercial complexes. One belongs to municipal corporation. Users of commercial complex collectively bear the maintenance expenses for this dustbin. The other one belongs to private organizations, and they get the right to advertise their ad in lieu of maintenance. Secondary transportation. The collected garbage is brought to transfer station. These kinds of computerized closed-body transportation were initiated by Surat Mahanagar Palika for the first time in India. Passing through the ramps, the vehicles unload the collected waste on the hopper placed on first floor. Compactor is placed below the hopper, which is connected to a container. This connectivity is completely safe. After that, the closed-body container is taken to disposal site. Waste to energy. Generation of energy from the waste will soon be operational. Dedicated towards its contribution for Swachh Bharat mission, Surat Mahanagar Palika is leaving no stone unturned to make it more clean and beautiful. It has set benchmark for others to follow. Forever committed to cleanliness. Surat Mahanagar Palika.
It's good that Surat has begun door-to-door collection. They need to very quickly move to the next step of collecting the waste unmixed. What works well in many cities is to collect the wet waste daily and the dry waste just once a week in a separate vehicle or a separate trip.
Wow, sir. It was as if everything is happening in a rhythm. The system is so well conceived.
So you guys have seen the video. Do you have any question about the viability or any other issue?
I just want to know, is it difficult to get the private players coming together to contribute?
Initially, it might take some effort from our side, but eventually when they'll see the result, they would like to be a part of it. In any case, you can show them the film. But it will be good at this point in time to see what I have for you and then ask me any questions if you have doubts. Okay?
Rising population posed new challenges in front of Pune Municipal Corporation. Managing municipal solid waste was one of the toughest tasks to handle. But with a correct mix of awareness, action and public participation, Pune is showing way to other cities to become zero garbage city. PMC has come up with an innovative idea of using solid waste of housing societies for the societies. In this model, segregated waste is collected from every house, with wet and dry waste segregated at source. The wet waste is used to make high-quality compost in the compost plant set up within the society. And compost thus created is used in the society itself. Secondly, dry waste is collected and solid, which generates revenue for the maintenance of the society. It's a novel idea which saves money and also helps in curbing pollution. PMC has also addressed the issue of slum waste in a very ingenious way. Each slum house is provided with 2 buckets, green and white. Green for wet waste and white for dry waste. The day starts with the sound of ringing bell of PMC collection vehicle. And people line up religiously to dump their segregated waste, which in turn is used for various purposes like making compost, using in waste to energy plant or in road construction, etc. Similarly, Swachh, in association with Kagad Kachh Patra Kashtkari Panchayat, is another intelligent model with active involvement of PMC. Apart from these initiatives, PMC is also implementing some commercially viable programs such as waste to energy, plastic for road construction, and commercial waste to compost. Dream of garbage-free Pune is a reality now.
Pune is a wonderful example of how to do things right on 2 counts. Firstly, encouraging and supporting all the citizens to keep their wet and dry waste unmixed makes both items a valuable resource. The wet waste goes to farms to produce better quality and affordable food, which benefits the homes that do the keeping their kitchen waste unmixed. And the dry waste, which is clean and unsoiled by wet waste, brings better value and incomes to the collectors and sellers of the dry waste. The second good thing they are doing is to seriously involve the informal sector, which for decades has been doing this work for free, trying to feed and educate their children by picking waste out of dustbins, by giving them a formal role in waste collection, which they're very good at.
I think from Pune and Surat you've understood that it's not very difficult to mobilize people to work effectively towards waste management.
Sir, I have a question here.
Of course, shoot.
Sir, we've seen that clean energy and biogas could be produced from solid waste. What else can be done with the solid waste?
We have 3 plants in this direction in Delhi, and that's what we're going to see now.
Ukla Waste Management Company Private Limited, located at Timarpur, is the first largest commercially operating waste-to-energy plant of India. The plant currently receives around 2,000 metric ton of waste every day and processes around 7 lakh metric ton of waste annually. The waste is being supplied by the Municipal Corporation of Delhi, MCD, and New Delhi Municipal Corporation, NDMC.
In a waste to energy, you take the whole waste and scientifically combust them. You follow whatever the law of the land in terms of emissions are, create green, clean energy, and nothing is left of that waste except for construction debris, which can be converted into bricks, which can be used within the city.
In pre-processing section, heavy plastics like PVC and other polluting materials are removed from received municipal solid waste by manual segregation, which neutralizes the possibility of formation of pollutants like dioxins, furans, HCl, etc. Then the solid waste is passed through trammelling and magnetic separators. Heat recovery and steam generation take place in water tube boiler. The boiler is specially designed for the thermal treatment of low calorific value municipal solid waste in stoker type boilers. The average retention time of the municipal solid waste in the boiler is around 1 hour, which depends on the moisture content and calorific value. Steam generated from boiler is transferred into the turbine, where heat energy gets converted into the kinetic energy. This kinetic energy is utilized to rotate the rotor shaft in alternator for the generation of electricity. Electricity is transferred to BSES grid through a step-up transformer after captive consumption. In the process, The plant generates around 400 MWh of green power per day and annually accounts to more than 100 MU, thereby boosting the power bank of cities like Delhi. The raw gas is purified in a special type of gas cleaning system with a dedicated state-of-the-art technology. The leachate generated from municipal solid waste storage pit is treated in leachate treatment plant through a very advanced technology comprising of multi-effect evaporators. Here, the leachate is converted to powder, which acts as a very good fuel for boilers, and the evaporated water called condensate is recirculated into the process. Water requirement of plant is fulfilled by treating the sewage water received from DJB sewage treatment plant. The water thus produced is filtered through a dual media filtration system, which gives the clarified water for further processes. Various rejects from the whole process is collected in a neutralization pit, where it is further treated to meet the norms for horticulture uses. The ash being generated from the combustion of municipal solid waste has regularly been tested and is found non-hazardous within specified norms. It is planned to set up a brick manufacturing plant to produce 20,000 bricks per day. The Okhla Compost Plant of ILNFS, set up on Public-Private Partnership PPP framework, in association with the Municipal Corporation of Delhi, is playing a major role in sustaining the cleanliness of the city. Today, the plant processes 500 tons of municipal solid waste each day and produces 75 tons per day of organic compost, which is compliant to the Fertilizer Control Order or FCO. The waste is brought to the plant and then it is dumped in the form of windrows. The waste is then transferred to the moving bed feeder, where sorting is carried out manually. The magnetic separator separates the ferrous metals from the waste and through gravity separator. Finally, the compost is received from the end product and packed. An initiative by North Delhi Municipal Corporation with ILNFS Environment is a ray of hope shining through to the blinding construction debris in the national capital. This unique project at Burari Jahangirpuri is based on public-private partnership framework. It is India's first large-scale operational C&D recycle facility. The technology for the plant was adapted to suit C&D waste generated in India. The facility gets mixed C&D waste for designated points in 3 zones of North Corporation, Karol Bagh, Sadar, Paharganj and City. The waste is crushed, washed and recycled into aggregates, which in turn are converted to ready-mix concrete or RNC, cement bricks, hollow bricks, curved bricks, concrete bricks and manufactured sand. The facility uses recycled water for processing waste. The plant is able to recover and recycle of 95% incoming C&D waste. The Ministry of Urban Development has asked all states to look into the possibility of installing such facility in cities having population of over 10 lakh people. The project has provided paradigm shift from illegal dumping to scientific processing and recycling of C&D waste.
For construction and demolition waste, the best way to go is again to keep different items unmixed so that all of them become useful resources. Instead of allowing builders to supply and dispose of everything mixed, they should be required to have a waste management plan on site and it can be done very simply, even in stone crushing units, which have been discontinued because quarrying has been stopped close to cities.
Use the modern technology to collect, segregate, and treat the waste, and then reuse the same waste. Best model of planning will result in best model of management.
Sir, what about the community participation?
Well raised point. We always need to engage the general public, because an aware public would always mean better success of the plan. But remember, best of the systems work with the best of the PPP models. You know what? Watch this video and then you can ask me more questions.
The Municipal Commissioner of Karnal, Ms. Sumedha Kataria, a dynamic officer completely dedicated for the welfare of people and the city. In order to contribute towards achieving the targets of Swachh Bharat Mission, she dreamt of making Karnal a garbage-free city through proper solid waste management. Out of total 20 wards, initially 5 wards were chosen for the collection of segregated waste.
Every household starts segregating the garbage into dry and wet waste, and corporation or the municipal body starts lifting it and transporting it to wherever it is to be treated in a segregated manner.
To ensure maximum community participation, an awareness campaign was organized. Campaign received a good response from people. To ensure community involvement, active participants from community were chosen to volunteer this drive. Simultaneously, a group of motivators tried to reach out every household to educate people. Data on generation of waste from every household was collected, which helped in identifying the amount of waste generated on daily basis. Swachhata Sahayaks were appointed for door-to-door collection of segregated waste. Efforts paid off, and change is clearly visible throughout 5 chosen wards. People have started disposing sorted waste. The collected segregated waste is then transferred to secondary transportation vehicle, which in turn transports this waste to compost treatment plant. The wet waste is dumped to form windrows. Odor control is carried out at frequent intervals. The waste is then treated in 3 stages. And finally, the compost is generated, which could be utilized for the various purpose, and it also has high market value. The mayor of the Karnal city holds meetings with its councillor and collects feedback to ensure proper functioning of this segregated waste mechanism.
प्रशासन जिस तरह से कदम दर कदम नए नए प्रयोग कर रहा है, तो जिस तरह से हमारे कॉरपोरेशन के एमसीज हैं, वो भी शहर भर में अपने वार्डों में जाकर लोगों को अवेयर कर रहे हैं और लोग भी अवेयर हो रहे हैं। तो इस तरह का एक जन सहयोग जो आंदोलन है, वो सफाई अभियान को लेकर चला हुआ है और वो वाकई हमारे करनाल को स्वच्छ और स्मार्ट बनाकर रखा है।
Volunteers organize rallies regularly to generate awareness to make Karnal a garbage-free city, and their only mission is Jai Swachhata. Karnal is showing a way to smaller cities to manage their waste, and this movement is sure to go a long way.
Karnal is doing a very good job of trying to use its citizens to motivate other citizens to keep their wet and dry waste unmixed. What can be improved is the design of door-to-door collection pushcart. These kind of dabbas need to be unloaded onto the road. Instead, if you have push carts with 4 60-liter bins, which can be lifted and unloaded into a secondary vehicle, it makes handling much cleaner and easier. And if we have a double handle on the push cart with many sacks hanging in between, one can do some sorting for value addition right at the doorstep as the waste is received in the sorting basin, and with a hook on the side for sanitary waste, which should be separately collected and sent to the biomedical facility eventually.
So, sir, in a way, the whole system, from central government to general public, is being made the part of the whole mission.
This is another wonderful idea of the municipal solid waste management to involve people and the communities in the whole process.
How to make the DPR? I mean, how to make the system work?
See, this is first part of the whole system. You need to collect the data from entire city with regards to solid waste management, which means you need to find out proximate waste generated from each house, which gives you collected waste generation from the city.
I just wanted to know about the financial part. That is, how much grant from the central government and when and how.
There are installments given to the state on receipt of certain level of completion of task.
Oh, so to make the system functioning and viable.
Yes, you get the first installment after submission of the plan, then the second installment, and then the third one. Let us see this presentation.
The first point is the population projection. That is very important for the quantification of waste, how much is generating from our cities. There are certain methods, there are various methods which can be used for the determination or for the calculation of the waste generation in our cities. The methods are given in the manual which is published by the Ministry of Urban Development or Government of India, that is called Manual on Municipal Solid Waste Management. By projection of the population for the next 5 years, we can assess the quantum of waste to be generated from our cities, and further we have to project the population for next 20 years for determination the quantity of the waste which shall be transported to the landfill areas. Characterization of the waste depends upon the behavior of the cities, behavior of the people, day-to-day life of the people, how it works. The city, the town or the colony or the clusters may be of industrial in nature, may be of commercial in nature, may be of residential. So, based on this classification of those cities or town or the clusters, different type of waste can be generated. How much vehicles is available for primary collections, how much vehicle is available for the secondary collection. Primary collection is from door-to-door collection, and secondary collection is from the secondary point to the disposal point. So, first we have to assess this, then we have to assess how much vehicles or number of vehicles is required for further processing, treatment or collection of this waste which is to be generated in next 5 years. What is our present operational maintenance cost of the vehicles or the systems or the equipment what we have, and what would be the cost of the maintenance of the vehicles which is going to be projected for next 5 years. So, that has to be also determined, and how much amount is required for that procurement of the additional vehicles. That has to be also assessed in the DPR. When we talk about the municipal solid waste management, land is more important for disposal of our inert materials. If we process the entire waste, near about 20% of the total waste shall go to the landfill. For determination of serviceable benchmarks, there are so many parameters. The first parameter is household level coverage. It means that how many households are there available in our cities and how many households are covered with the collection of door-to-door waste. The second component is the collection efficiency. Efficiency represents the how many households are being covered for collection of our waste. The next component is the extent of segregation of waste. Whatever waste we are collecting, how much waste is to be segregated at the point. The next point is the extent of recovery of waste collected. Means this depends upon the characterization of the waste, and this waste should be segregated if that is having some values, and how much waste is to be recycled, reused, like that. If we are able to attend all the complaints what we are receiving from our cities, from our residents, then our system is well proof. It means if the system is not built, we are not addressing our complaints. Cost recovery is the cost of the maintenance of the system and how much cost is to be required for maintenance of the system. So that cost recovery shall come from the user charges, whether we have user charges in our city or not, that is also very important. If we don't have any user charges from our cities, then we have to make sure that the user charges shall be applicable during the implementation of the solid waste management scheme. Most important point is the techno-economical analysis of the entire systems. That is very important. By that we can understand how much amount we have, how much fund we have, and how much fund is required. For that we need to assess the cost of the operation of the entire system. If the fund is not available at the urban local body level, then there are three options. Either we have to generate the fund from our resources by user charges as we discussed earlier, or we have to get grant or assistance from the Government of India, else we have to get the assistance from the state government. So these three are the options where we can grab the fund. Under the Swachh Bharat mission, the Government of India is giving 20% grants and the remaining has to be borne by the state government or at the urban local body level. If the fund is not sufficient by this, then we can also go for the PPP mode. That is the public-private partnerships, where we can also generate the fund for maintaining the entire system.
States must have been flooded by a large number of vendors and people trying to sell various technologies. This presentation has been aimed to elucidate the different systems and technologies related to solid waste management so as to avoid duplicacy of effort at state level. Solid waste management is not rocket science. It is more of a management issue supported by scientific and engineering principles and technologies. What is a technology? A technology is a set of techniques. A technique is a scientific method based on scientific and engineering principles. These principles do not change based on seasons and personalities. Variations could be there based on the local requirement. However, they must follow the scientific principles and management postulates. If you come across a technology which appears too good to be true, believe me, it probably would be so.
I request you to go through all the videos which we have prepared to tell you in details about the Swachh Bharat program. Further appeal to all your colleagues, all your friends who are part of your municipality, your municipal corporations or of other municipalities and other municipal corporations to also go through these videos. As the guidelines or the instructions are the evolving in nature, please regularly visit Swachh Bharat website, which is swachhbharaturban.gov.in.